Morning guys, welcome to this week's episode. It's going to be a bit of fun. Lots going on, but I'm sorry, we haven't started the painting yet. I thought I was going to get in trouble for that, but she didn't actually hit me this time. Anyway, yeah, enjoy the episodes. Lots getting done, loads of progress. So let's crack on with it.
We are Davy and Erica, an adventurous couple who has taken on the challenge of a lifetime. We are rebuilding a hurricane-damaged catamaran, and we are starting to see progress of all our hard work. Subscribe to our channel to follow our journey. When faced with a challenge, look for a way, not a way out. Luperon Harbour looks absolutely beautiful. We were lucky last week to have our friend Jacob fly his drone for us. Ours is still in storage, as some of you may know, in the Cayman Islands, unfortunately with all our other belongings. But we are working on that, hoping to have our stuff shipped to us here. It's a bit of a work in progress at the moment. Anyways, we count ourselves very lucky to currently be living here in Luperon. The bay looks beautiful. It's been super calm this week, but that means it's been really hot. Most of the mooring balls are full out there, as you can tell, but that's normal for this time of year. It's constantly changing at the moment as people come and go, preparing for hurricane season. Our plan is still to have both our boat and little sister in the water within the next 2 months, keeping our fingers crossed that everything goes to plan. We do have some exciting news that we'll share with you next week, so stay tuned for that. Last week, if you recall, we filled the starboard keel with foam. It went surprisingly well. We did have to wait to get more foam for the port one, so we'll show you that now.
Alright, let's foam this damn keel. Alright guys, anyway, back to what we were going to do. We're kind of getting bored of the keel, so we want to finish them up. We'll foam this one up so that we can glass it in the morning. The other one's going fantastically. So, let's mix up some foam.
Well, and what do we do inside this one?
Ah, you wanted to show everyone, didn't you? See, we've got a little secret stash, a little time capsule in here. What have we got? Do you want to explain this, babe?
Time capsule. No, so we have a Cayman coin, we have a Dominican coin, and a seahorse. Seahorse for luck.
Yeah.
The Cayman coin because we were supposed to fix the boat in Cayman.
And if I ever have to see any of these things again, I'm going to cry.
So we're going to glass them in.
Got the tape.
I don't know, that's Chris's job.
Chris, where's your tape?
Bye.
We're going to need some. I'm bleeding more and more by the second.
Oh. We'll call this episode Blood, Sweat and Tears.
Blood, sweat and tears.
Let's see the hand.
Blood, sweat and tears in the boatyard.
That was a good... Hey guys, so I'm just finishing up some editing stuff here and then I'm about to head into town. So one of our friends, he's started up an environmental campaign to help get rid of some of the plastic here in Luperon and make the streets in the town a little bit cleaner. So I'm going to go do some filming of that and show you what he's all about. It's called Nil Footprint. I think it's a great organization. It's awesome. If you want to, I will link in the description the web address so you can learn more, and if you want to help out, they do accept donations as well. So thank you very much in advance, and I hope you enjoy this little tidbit. It's slightly different from our normal stuff.
So Nil Footprint is a locally run environmental campaign. Nil Footprint focuses on 3 primary goals. Number 1, working with local projects like this, collecting all the bottles off the street, the plastic off the street, which we then send for recycling. Second main one is education. So we're focusing on educating the children, the next generation coming through, so they've got good habits on disposing of their rubbish. It doesn't go in the street. They know to put it into the rubbish bin properly and everything like that. So that's the other one, is education. The third main one is working with local businesses, restaurants, bars, supermarkets, to minimise what they are selling so it doesn't end up into the environment. So biodegradable containers rather than the styrofoam ones. Don't give out straws to everyone, don't give out bags to everyone. Minimise as much as they can, and hopefully it flows down and yeah, it'll work out. It's mostly the kids which just make it all worthwhile as well, because we get to educate them at the same time as they're coming in. I've now got a song with them saying no mas basura in the calle, which is great, which means no more rubbish in the street. No mas basura in the calle, no mas basura in the calle, no mas basura in the calle. So when I'm walking down the street, the kids actually greet me and say no mas basura in the calle. So hopefully the message is getting through. The kids get 5 pesos per pound, very minimal, but for a local community here, it's a great incentive for them. They also get vouchers to the local shops as well, so they can go in and get food and everything like that. So the local businesses are sort of getting involved, and that's been a great initiative from the government, the local government as well. So it's really working out well. Monica is pretty much a lot of the brains and the money behind this project. So Monica is our star. She is amazing and helps us out big time.
Well, thank you very much for your words. Everyone, you're welcome to come here and join us every month, every year. We have around 13 years doing the same thing, but with now a different change, together with Bryce and Nil Footprint and Margie. So thank you.
Hey, de nada, de nada.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Davy.
Hey, how you doing, guys? Yeah, it's a fun one, guys.
Alright, so Davy made these 2 pieces of fiberglass. They were formed on the shape of the hull. So basically we're going to use them to fill this hole that we cut in the bottom of the boat. And I'll actually clip in some footage from when we actually cut the hole, because that's ages ago, so some of you might not remember that.
Alright guys, so we've just been chocked up, and one of the next things I want to do, there is a part that we don't know if we can salvage, because give me the camera, babe. Okay, so I'm just going to turn you around. Just in here, this is our depth sounder in our speed over water. But as you can see, I've fiberglassed a lot around there. Okay, new method of attack. So I want to get that part out, and I want to try and save it. But I know the area around it is a lot of damaged fiberglass, because this is a lot of stuff, patching that I've done, ready for when we got hauled out. This is back in Puerto Rico. So what I've decided to do, instead of attacking it from the above here, I'm going to put the floor back in, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go underneath the boat and I'm going to cut a square out, because I know this fiberglass here is damaged. I know this is where the stinky water used to come up, was around here, the through hole. So it's better that I just rebuild it. Okay guys, so this is the hull. This side, perfect. That's how it should be. Starting to work away in this direction. I would have thought this should all be about the same thickness. This part here is what I've added, but the black and the tan, that has got water. It's got a delamination and water inside it, which is actually quite deep. So this hole is going to get a lot bigger before it gets better. This ain't gonna work.
Alright, scratch that idea. Neither of them really work. They're
Okay,
kind of a
new
little bit
plan.
off. He's saying
Shape of the
new
hole
plan.
changed.
What do you mean?
No problem.
The shape of the hull hasn't changed. Do you still want him?
Because I've ground out so much since I made that piece. Don't worry, I'll come up with a new plan.
What's that, babe? Davy?
Yeah. It's alright, I'll make a new plan, guys.
Alright, show you what's going on from this side. So you reckon it's because you ground out so much?
Yeah, because I had to cut this back so far. So my original plan was, guys, what I did, I formed this piece with the shape of the hull, but I did it before we did the, before I actually ground everything really back. You can see here, there's literally, I don't want to push it too hard because my finger's literally just gone through it here, how thin it is. So I've left this basically as a skin that I'm going to completely build up, smaller, larger, 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 all the way out. Yeah, this fits from the outside, it looks absolutely okay. My idea was I was going to cut this, put it in, hang it with tape, and then do it like that. Not going to do that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a thin piece of fiberglass and do a couple of layers out here, let that cure off. Then I can lightly sand it and then build up, and we'll do this as a double-sided repair. It's already tapered this way out, so then what I'll do is when we're working on the inside, we'll do it also there as well. So this isn't quite going to work, unfortunately, is the right shape.
What was that noise, babe?
Yeah.
So the GoPro kind of moved. So we just taped that piece in. The GoPro kind of flipped because I was using the vacuum to hold it up. So that didn't really work. But we'll show you from outside. So you're taking your change mine.
Alright guys, so that little piece that we actually were showing that wasn't fitting very well, I've actually taken an angle grinder to it, cut it in, and it's actually not gone in too bad. We've feathered off the edges. I've ground it back a little bit. This is very, very deep. The glass is actually going to build out by about just under ½ an inch really in this area here. So it's actually going to be very, very thick solid glass. So we're going to use this here. I'll go around with a little bit of thickened epoxy around the outside. Then I'll do some tape work around. Maybe a couple of strips of that, then a bigger piece across it, and then we'll start working out into all the areas in this front section. So, section, is that new? Got to crack on with the front section.
Crack on. Crack on with the first hole we cut in the boat.
But this was the first hole we cut when we got to the yard.
Oh, fun.
But no, this should be good. I'll actually be able to seal up this. God, we're getting there, guys. We might actually float soon. Have you shown the guys the other side? Where the fairings started?
3, 2, 1.
There's the dirty table. Alrighty, so I've started doing the first layer of fairing basically, just evening it out after we had all the glass put on. Everything is super, super solid now. You remember when the keel was moving around? Not anymore. So yeah, just started working on fairing. It's an interesting type of fairing filler, this one. It's the one that we got from Canada, isn't it? The one that was really heavy to get shipped in. It's about 33 pounds for the bucket. Doesn't go very far either. I'm well over halfway through that bucket. So I think by the time I've used that bucket, I'll be a professional on that particular product, and then we won't have any left. So we're going to switch to the one Warren sent. This one, I must say, is not the easiest to work with at the moment. It's either too runny, too thick, it's too hot, it's too cold, it goes off. It's just not my favourite product, but I'm not necessarily blaming the product. It may be lack of experience with that particular product. I think it might actually be good if I was to use it for a few weeks, do the whole boat. But for the limited amount we have, for the amount of fairing, I'm not going to give it a 10 out of 10, that's for sure.
How's it going?
It's going good. So I put
Look at that, no more hole.
So now I'm just doing the first tape over. The thickened went in quite nicely.
And you're using epoxy?
Yeah, oh yes. We're using epoxy on basic everything. The only thing we were using the polyester on was the new construction of the hardtop.
And the rudder.
And the rudder, yes, that's true.
Which
but the rudder we haven't finished building yet, and that will be reskinned after it's built with epoxy.
So guys, I know we said in last week's video that it would be painting and bottom paint real soon.
Yeah, that ain't happening yet.
So the beginning of this week, Davy didn't feel very well. Had a bit of a 24-hour stomach flu thing.
Bad food.
Sometimes we forget that we are in the Dominican Republic, and when you eat out, sometimes the salad isn't washed properly, or
pick something up from
pick up a small bug. But it can happen anywhere as well. So at the beginning of the week, we were both a little bit under the weather, so we didn't get as far as we had hoped. So just a bit of real life in there for you.
That's a good excuse.
It's not an excuse. It's true. I could have made you work when you were sick, Kaz.
Yeah, good luck.
Thought I was being nice.
What, let me have a day off?
Yeah. But hopefully they'll be paying soon. And we're really, really looking forward to, we have a friend who's coming to visit, and he's going to be staying with us. His name is Greg. We're really looking forward to you coming out, mate. It's going to be good fun.
He's coming on his crew. Alright, so this morning's project, I'm working on this area here. We did just show you that we closed up this area yesterday, where the big hole was. So that's gone on lovely, nice and solid, got the good shape now. But you can see how far I've had to grind it back. I think Erica gets the camera in close. Look how thin that is. Woohoo! I think I did show it before. It's alright, I like repeating myself. I like the sound of my own voice.
Yeah, you do.
But anyway, so we also patched the side of the keel, yeah, so this is super, super strong. It's gone on really, really nicely. I'm going to add a little bit more, lower down a little bit as we curve across. I'm going to start working today and just work my way backwards. And in the afternoon, I'm going to go to the other side when the sun's not going to be on me. And I'll do the same on the other side. So, fingers crossed, glassing should be pretty much done on this keel today. Should be. We'll see what happens. Leave it in the comments. Do you reckon it'll happen? Alrighty guys, hope you enjoyed this week's episode. We had a lot of fun this week. I've got a lot done, so yeah.
Stay tuned for next week. And thank you to all of our patrons for all of your support, guys. It goes a long way.
And if you haven't subscribed yet, what you doing? People,
Oh Christ, here we
this is what we have to do when we're trying to film around here. Got to shut up the old people. Chris isn't very young either.
Action!
Oh, lights, camera,
Action.
Roll them.
I'm 2 years older than you and I look 6 years younger. Oh, there's
Whoa.
the camera.
Alright guys, so who looks older, who looks younger? How we doing? Hey, don't squat down. You know how many short jokes have come out of today's episode? It's unreal.
No.
Absolutely unreal. It's
No.
That's why
absolutely
out of respect for him, I'm sitting down so he doesn't look so short.
So anyway, Grandpa over here, who's older? Can I sit on your knee?
Oh, come here, kid. See, for once he's still taller.
Oh, your breath smells.
Oh, excuse me.
Have a beer.
Can you say that again?
Davy's using all of our rum and coke glasses for the foam, so we're going to have to switch to the bigger rum and coke glasses for the rum and coke.
Is there any rum left? We're on brandy.
We're on
aren't
brandy and coke. Yeah, any port in a storm.
we? Hey, you want a shot?
No port and coke.
That's it.
Maybe we send this to Jacob. That'll bung him up.
Yeah.